What's going on? We are outside today and we're gonna do some weightlifting. I haven't weightlifted in 2 months, ever since the quarantine. So I wanna show here what happens after 2 months of no training for Olympic weightlifting. So the last time I lifted was the Arnold Classic in Columbus, right before everything shut down, early March 2020. PR'd my snatch.
Smooth and fast.
Very nice.
And PR'd my clean and jerk in competition.
Send it back to our tight legs.
So we're gonna get after it today, and I'm just gonna kind of go through a whole snatch and clean and jerk complex, really just putting in some basic movements there. So I'm gonna put together my Olympic weightlifting montage. Here we go. All right, so the goal of today's session was really about getting 8 to 10 quality reps in, so no misses was my first goal, and then really making sure that I'm staying between that 70 to 80% range. RPE was definitely under 8 on these, and that's what I recommend. Really just re-entering, my goal was to just get some quality reps in, just get moving again. I wasn't really tied to any number on the bar, and then leaving the session without any soreness. Those were kind of my 3 big goals for today. A couple things that I directly noticed right out of the gates in the snatch was that my setup felt awkward, things just felt a little weird, my timing was a little off. But I will say that as I went on and as I got going, up to about my 70%, I felt relatively good given I haven't been training for too much with the weightlifting movements. So during this period, I was still making sure that I was training. So I was doing a lot of body weight, I was doing some kettlebell work, a lot of unilateral work, and I had enough weight with that I could do 130 pounds with unilateral split squats, so that really helped keep my patterning in terms of being able to stay upright in my torso positioning. I definitely was missing out on a lot of overhead work. I was doing some handstand push-ups and strict presses, but not a lot of heavy overhead work. So that's probably the first thing I noticed in here was just my overhead stability felt a little off. The wrist, the shoulders just felt a little wonky. But like I said, nothing too alarming, was still under that 7 or 8 RPE for most of the day. Another thing that I recognized during this was in my pull, I wasn't keeping my knees back as much as possible, and I just wasn't comfortable being over the bar like I used to be. So some things that I really was watching out for here was being patient, staying over the bar. I noticed that I wanted to not finish my pull and was getting a little forward in my warm-up sets. So really consciously had to remotivate, retell my body to calm down, stay back in the pull, and everything kind of came together once I started moving. Now I will say, if you were somebody who wants to get back into the gym with the snatches, I was actually pretty happy with the fact that I didn't really train them at all over the past 8 weeks. No snatch derivatives, no variations, no snatch accessory work, and I really was able to hit low 80% with relatively moderate effort. So that's the first lesson, I think, is if you're heading back to the gym, you don't have to freak out. You have a long road here that you can get back into it. If you didn't have access to, be able to still squat or deadlift, it's only been 8 to 12 weeks. I think you can really get back in with a 4-week acclimation phase. All right, so we are gonna do 225 here, and I'm gonna stop there. Trying to stay today like RPE 8 or so. So this is right about my 80%. Yeah, it's about my low 80%. So things aren't feeling awesome, but they're not feeling bad. I mean, I definitely feel heavy in the pull, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with how things are going, given it's been 8 weeks and haven't done anything overhead, not even push presses, or done some handstand push-ups, but that's about it. So as we go into the clean and jerk here, like I said, my goal was between 70 and 80%. I was going to do anywhere between 6 to 8 total reps because I really didn't want to do a lot of loading. Typically, I train the clean and jerk a little less than I do my snatch in terms of total rep volume, just because it's heavier. And to be honest, I noticed that when I train things less frequently sometimes, especially because strength is my issue. So even during when I'm actually training, I'm usually training the snatch maybe 3 days a week, maybe 4 if you count a variation, and then the clean, maybe I'm doing a clean, whether that's a power or full, maybe 2 days a week, and then the jerk maybe 1 day a week with like a front squat or in a clean with jerk complex. So I don't really train them a lot anymore because I'm so trying to get my strength up. I'm really just squatting 2 to 3 days a week, pulling 1 to 2 days a week with that. So my goal with today was really to get 6 to 8 reps, same ranges, RPE below number 8 on the scale, and staying in the 70 to 80% range. So the clean actually felt pretty good. I was actually happy with how things felt. The pull felt strong, and that's probably because I was still doing some loading with the deadlift and the squat. And my legs actually felt really good. My squat patterning felt really good. I credit that to a lot of the unilateral work I've been doing, a lot of slow tempos with the split squats, and really just focusing on depth and that and control. So if you're somebody that's really worried about getting back, obviously, don't jump into your heavy weights, but if you've been focused on good movement outside of the gym, you're gonna be okay, because I was really surprised at how things felt sturdy in the bottom and stable in the bottom of my clean. I will say that the jerk itself felt super heavy, and that was something that during the snatch, the overhead stability, the wrist, everything just felt a little less stable than normal. And I definitely felt that in the clean and jerk. I definitely was noticing things just felt heavy in the front rack. There was definitely conscious thought in my head of making sure I was tightening up and really just having to be a little more conscious of things than normally I would have to at that weight during regular training. So that was the biggest thing I noticed, was that the jerk felt super heavy, pulls felt really good, legs felt pretty strong, and my positions actually felt pretty good. This is a good time, I think, if you're somebody who's been training a lot like I have. I actually was able to start from a clean slate, and my body kind of forgot a lot of the bad habits that may have come out in a hard peaking phase for the Arnold. And I was really able to just take a step back and not be worried about the weight and really focus on my positions, focus on the timing, and focus on getting good repetitions in. So maybe this is a great time for you to think about restarting that process, integrating the strength lifts in there, the squat, the deadlift, really specific to the weightlifting movements, 2 to 3 days a week, keeping moderate loads. I like doing snatches and clean and jerks 1 to 3 times a week, depending on that, my base cycles and my strength cycles, just because, again, for me, technique isn't much of an issue. It's more of the overall strength, or when technique issues do come out, it's actually because I'm just weak in that position. So I do a lot of positional strength work versus just a lot of speed and timing stuff, because I'm kind of, knock on wood, I'm kind of okay with that. What you want to do going back into the gym, I definitely recommend doing your overhead squats, doing your behind the neck snatch push presses, snatch balances, doing some push presses, just to reacclimate your body to the timing, the stress that's going to be placed on with the loading. And that really can be moderate effort, doesn't even need to be super heavy right now. Just get the reps in. I like doing repetition ranges. If it's more of a ballistic type of weightlifting movement, like the snatch balance or something like that, 3 to 5 reps, keeping things relatively low intensity and just working on that. If it's a push press or a pull or a main strength movement, maybe hitting sets of 5, or maybe sets of 8s, and really just going low on that intensity scale and just getting that body reacclimated, reconditioning to that general physical preparedness stage. Alright, so I hope you guys like this video and that you aren't freaking out that you're not gonna lose all your strength, lose all your progress over the past 8 to 12 weeks. I just wanted to share this with you guys. If you're somebody out there who has questions about what you should be doing, how you should tweak your training, what shouldn't you be doing, comment below, let me know. I'll read these things and I'll give you some feedback. While you guys are down there, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Every Monday and Friday, new videos. So we do exercise videos, weightlifting videos, and just talk shop like this. Thanks, guys.